Thanksgiving is a day where we show thanks and appreciation for everything, especially for the food we are about to eat. We have turkey, ham, sweet potato casserole, string bean casserole, apple pie, pumpkin pie, pecan pie, rice dressing, cornbread dressing. We have all the best foods. However, one woman decided she wasn't going to carve up a turkey for Thanksgiving. Oh no, she was going to carve up her husband and then take his body parts and spread them all over the house. And then when she was done, she was going to have a feast and eat him all up. I mean, what in the world is going on? And the number one question that police had was, do we have another Jeffrey Dahmer on our hands? Why did this woman commit this gruesome crime? Let's find out right now. Wednesday, my Cajun cuties. Yes, it's me, Anne-Marie, aka the Cajun Crime Queen from Carrico, Louisiana. Cajun born, Cajun bred, and when I die, I'll be Cajun dead. I hope after this video that you like, subscribe, and comment. And don't forget to press the notification bell so you never miss a video from me, Anne-Marie. And as always, thank you all for joining me on this Wicked Wednesday evening as we discuss another true crime case. Today, I'm going to be taking you back to California, Thanksgiving 1991, when a gruesome murder occurred. And when I say gruesome, I mean gruesome, yeah. When I read the details, when I watched the documentary, when I read the articles, I was shocked. Yeah, I was like, what in the heck is going on? Do we have another Jeffrey Dahmer on our hands? Because this case has to deal with murder, dismemberment, cannibalism. This has it all. This is so crazy. I was shocked when I read everything that happened to this man. I mean, what in the world was this woman thinking? Did she just snap and then go back to reality? Who knows? Her name was OMAIMA. She was born in 1968 in Cairo, Egypt. She was one of 16 children, and it was said that OMAIMA's father was extremely violent and had a very bad temper. It was also said he was very abusive. When OMAIMA was just a child, her parents divorced, and her mother moved her and her siblings to the City of the Dead. And the reason why they called it the City of the Dead was because there were cemeteries everywhere. And y'all, when I saw the pictures of this village, I was shocked. It would be like a cemetery, a house, a cemetery, a house. It was just houses and cemeteries all bunched up into one. It was very, very strange. OMAIMA didn't want to live her entire life in the City of the Dead. She wanted to make something of herself, and she could. She was beautiful. She was young. She could have been an actress. She could have been a model. She did want to stay in this city forever. And all of that changed in 1986 when she was 18 years old, when she met an American oil worker. They fell in love, they were happy, and all of a sudden he proposes, they marry, and move to Texas. And OMAIMA was extremely excited to make a better life for herself. However, the marriage didn't last, and not long after OMAIMA moved to Texas, her and her husband decided to get a divorce. So here OMAIMA was in her teens. She was now divorced. She was in a country she knew nothing about. What was she going to do? She had no friends. She had no family. She decided she was going to be a model, and she was very beautiful. She ended up in Orange County, California, where she started modeling. She started cleaning houses. She became a nanny to families with children. She was living her life as best as she could in a country she wasn't familiar with. When all of a sudden, while out one night in October of 1991 in California, she meets a man 30 years older than her. He is fun, he is full of life, he has a great sense of humor, and his name is Bill Nelson. He just loves life. He drives his red Corvette, he has red cowboy boots, he has a huge red belt buckle. He is originally from Texas and now living his best life in California. He has 5 children and 17 grandchildren. He and OMAIMA fell madly in love. He decided he wanted to take OMAIMA on a family trip. He was going on a road trip to see his family in Texas and Arkansas. Along the way, they found a justice of the peace in Phoenix and decided to tie the knot. My kind of wedding, by the way. That's my kind of wedding. No planning, no worrying about everyone, just you and your spouse, and you are just going to find a justice of the peace along the way, get married, and have a happy life. And that's what they decided to do. But Bill's kids weren't very happy about OMAIMA. She was younger than them. They were worried about OMAIMA. Why was OMAIMA with their father? Now, Bill claimed to have all kind of money. So everyone wondered, was OMAIMA with Bill for his money, or did she just want someone to take care of her? Did she want a roof over her head? Did she actually love Bill? Why was she with Bill? They were married after only knowing each other less than a month. It was very quick. However, they were in love. After this road trip to Texas and Arkansas, they decided to go back to California to Bill's apartment, and they are very happy. They want to settle in their new life. They want to live in this apartment, and they want to start planning their future. Thanksgiving 1991 arrives. Bill speaks to his stepdaughter and tells his stepdaughter they had a great day and a great Thanksgiving dinner. However, according to OMAIMA, that wasn't true. It is December 1st, 1991, when a man hears a knock on his door around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. His name is Jose Esquivel. He looks through the window and sees a red Corvette and sees OMAIMA. Now, he and OMAIMA had dated a few years back. They went out a couple of times, so they knew each other. He opens the door to find a very distraught OMAIMA. She tells him that Bill, her husband, had SA'd her, beat her up, tied her up, and tortured her for days. She finally got loose, hit him over the head with a lamp, and killed him. That wasn't the worst part, according to Jose. The worst part was when she said that she dismembered her husband and needed Jose's help to get rid of the body. Jose was shocked. Jose was completely shocked. OMAIMA even offered to pay him $75,000, which she says that Bill had in a safe. He tells OMAIMA, okay, don't worry, I'm going to help you. It's going to be okay. I'm going to leave right now. I'm going to go get my truck, and I'm going to be right back. And that is when I'm going to help you get rid of the body. However, Jose says he did not want to help OMAIMA. He says that he found a payphone. He called 911 and told police exactly what was going on and that OMAIMA was at his house. Of course, the police went straight to Jose's home, where they found a very distraught and upset OMAIMA. She had been crying. She looked very upset. She was sitting there, and she was sitting there waiting for Jose. To her surprise, Jose was never going to come back. The police show up, and she is completely shocked. Evidence on OMAIMA's body that she had been hurt. She had injuries all over her body. She told the police that Jose was lying. She denied everything. She said that, I didn't say that. She looked at the cops. She said, don't believe anything Jose says. He's lying. I never told him that. My husband's well. He's alive. He's on a business trip to Florida. The police walk outside to OMAIMA's car, and they open up the passenger door. And that is when they find a gruesome discovery. They find a trash bag. And wrapped inside of this trash bag was human organs. Yes, human organs. OMAIMA was driving around with human organs in a trash bag in the car. So, of course, the police rush over to the apartment. They bang on the door. Bill's not answering. They break down a window. They force themselves in there. When they walk in, the apartment is a complete mess. Everything is everywhere. They look around. They don't see Bill. Now, OMAIMA is claiming that the organs came from Bill killing someone. She says, my husband Bill was a dangerous man. He killed someone, and those are the organs that are in the car. I didn't kill anyone. I did not kill my husband Bill. The police see all of these injuries on OMAIMA, and they want her to go to the hospital. They tell OMAIMA, look, we need to bring you to the hospital. We want to get you checked out. And of course, they want to do an assay kit. They want to see if OMAIMA was assayed, because she says that Bill tied her up, sat on her chest where she couldn't breathe, but she never killed him. He is well and still alive. The police were very worried about OMAIMA. Was she really attacked? When they were in the apartment, they found so much blood inside of the apartment. However, there was no bill. The police find several trash bags in the apartment, the same kind of trash bags that they found in OMAIMA's car. And when they looked inside of these trash bags, they were finding organs and human body parts all over the apartment. When they looked around, they found human hands that had been fried with turkey meat. They find legs in a trash bag. They find a severed head in the freezer that had been fried in a deep fryer. I mean, what in the Jeffrey Dahmer is going on here? This woman did all of this to this man. Could she really have done all of this? I mean, there's body parts all over the apartment. When the police walk into the bedroom, there is evidence that somebody was tied up. There's rope on the floor. There's bedposts that are missing. There's a piece of the bed that's broken. There's a huge puddle of blood that was on the mattress that had seeped into the box spring. I mean, there was evidence of a violent attack. A violent attack had taken place in this bedroom. There was no question. And when the police looked closer at Bill's severed legs that were found in a trash bag, they see ligature marks on the legs. Look like the legs had been tied. So was OMAIMA the victim, or was Bill the victim? Who was the victim in this brutal crime? The cops all said the same thing. This was the most gruesome, brutal crime they had ever encountered. And y'all, when I saw the crime scene pictures, I was shocked. I mean, I'm not gonna put them in here, but y'all can go find them on the internet if y'all want to. But it was gruesome. It was very gruesome. And get this, the assay kit came back negative. Police believe that OMAIMA was not assayed. They bring OMAIMA back to the police station, and this is when OMAIMA confesses. OMAIMA tells the police that she did in fact murder Bill. However, she didn't remember why. She didn't know what happened. She believes something inside of her told her to murder her husband. She also says that she was seeing visions. Was she mentally ill or trying to get out of a murder charge? After the interview, she asked to see a psychiatrist. Medical examiners say that Bill Nelson was beaten to death, then cut up in several pieces. The medical examiner also said that the body was so nicely cut up, they believe that OMAIMA had done this before. Could she have? Was she a serial killer? Was she another Jeffrey Dahmer? Did OMAIMA murder someone in the past? Everyone was worried. Could OMAIMA have committed other crimes? OMAIMA was known to use men, steal their money, then leave them when she was done with them. And in 1989, when OMAIMA was only 20 years old, she was arrested for shoplifting. And while being arrested for shoplifting, she went on, I don't know what happened to her. I don't know if she just turned into another person. I don't know if something took over her, but she turned into a totally different person. She snapped. She started attacking these women security guards. She attacked one of them so bad that she almost bit off her breast. And the other security guard, she hit her so hard that she dropped her to her knees. She was going into another frame of mind. She was going crazy at this point, but she brutally attacked both of these security guards while they were trying to arrest her for shoplifting. Another man came forward. He says that he met OMAIMA in 1990. His name was Robert. He says that the reason why they broke up was because OMAIMA asked him if she could tie him up. He agreed. And when he agreed, he says OMAIMA pulled out a handgun while he was tied up. She told him, "If you don't give me all of your money, I will shoot you." He managed to get his hands untied. He says he wrestled the gun away from OMAIMA and threw her out of his house. He says he never contacted the police because he was embarrassed of the situation. He didn't want anybody to know about what he had been through. So no police were ever contacted about the situation. On December 2nd, 1992, 24-year-old OMAIMA goes on trial for the murder of her husband, Bill Nelson. The jurors felt sorry for OMAIMA. They said she looked extremely sad and looked like she had been through a lot. OMAIMA says that she was essayed by her husband, Bill. And OMAIMA had went through a very horrible childhood. She says she was abused. And when OMAIMA was only 7 years old, she went through a very serious situation. She had went through female circumcision. I'm not going to get into what that is. If y'all want to look it up, y'all can Google it. But the procedure was performed by women of OMAIMA's village. There was no anesthesia and the instruments weren't sterilized. It was very painful for a child. And OMAIMA says that she was very traumatized by the situation and that intercourse was very painful due to this procedure. OMAIMA also says that she was essayed and abused all throughout her childhood. So OMAIMA is telling the juries as well as everyone else that her entire life she had been essayed, she had been used, she had been abused, and she was going through all of this stuff. And now she married this guy named Bill Nelson. She thought he was going to take care of her. However, in reality, he was essaying her as well, according to OMAIMA. Police, as well as the prosecution, believe that OMAIMA tied Bill up and then decided to take the life of her husband, Bill Nelson, when he did not want to give her any money. OMAIMA says that ancient Egyptians would speak to her and they told her to kill Bill. They also told her to dismember his body because if his body parts were scattered all over the place, he would not go to the afterlife. This is all according to OMAIMA. She looked very sad and cried a lot during the whole trial. She says that Bill would essay her, he would torture her. She was just living in a horrible situation and she was very unhappy. Everyone wanted to know who was the victim in this case. OMAIMA says that she cooked Bill's ribs and put barbecue sauce on them and loved it because it tasted sweet. I don't even know what to say about that. When I read that, I was shocked. I was like, what? She did what? She cooked his ribs and ate them, even put barbecue sauce on them? I mean, I've heard it all. Y'all, I've researched so many cases. I research cases every day. I'm here in California doing cases. I cannot get over how every time I do a case, I feel like I'm more shocked these days. Isn't this crazy? It floors me to know that somebody would do this to someone. Everyone wanted to know if this was true. The prosecution showed pictures of Bill and OMAIMA. You remember they went on that trip? They went to Texas, they went to Arkansas, they were married in Phoenix. They looked extremely happy. Everyone says they had a good time. There was nothing going on. However, according to OMAIMA, no, she was being tortured and essayed the entire time. OMAIMA took the stand and she looked very distraught and upset. She was crying a lot. She says that it was a horrible life. She gets down from the stand, and on January 12, 1993, she is found guilty of second-degree murder. She was sentenced to 25 years to life in prison. And while in prison, OMAIMA meets another older man. He comes visit her in a wheelchair. They were married in the mid-90s. And it was also said that when he passed away, he left her tons of money. So even when OMAIMA was in prison, she found someone to take care of her. OMAIMA will be eligible for parole in the year 2026. My final thought, I always give y'all my final thought. And my final thought is, I do believe that OMAIMA snapped. I think she was out of touch with reality. I think something took over her. I don't know what took over her. She said it was ancient Egyptians, but something took over her that day. What I'm also wondering is, the neighbors said, I don't know if I told y'all this earlier, I probably failed to tell y'all this. The neighbors say that the garbage disposal ran so much throughout that entire weekend that it finally broke early Sunday morning. So from Thursday to Sunday, OMAIMA was getting rid of Bill's body parts. Now, you have to think to yourself, if she was out of touch with reality, did that happen in a matter of days? Was she going through this episode for days? Was it just one day? What was really going on with her? Because she says she doesn't remember anything. Did she black out? What actually happened to OMAIMA? We will never know. Now, you hear about abusers getting murdered by the people they abused every day. However, what we don't hear about is the victim dismembering their abuser's body. But in this case, OMAIMA says she was a victim of abuse, and this is why she did this to Bill Nelson. I don't know. I don't know. Do I believe that she should get out of jail? I'm on the fence with it. I don't know. I don't know if she really went through this ordeal. Maybe she was essayed and tortured every day. Who knows? This is what she's claiming. She went through a lot. She had a terrible childhood. Who knows what OMAIMA went through? And to find a man to take care of her in jail, it just seems that this is what she did. This was a trend for her. She'll just keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. It was her normal routine to use men for their money and then to get rid of him. So we will see if OMAIMA gets out of jail next year in 2026. I hope after this video that you like, subscribe, and comment. And don't forget to press notification bell so you never miss a video from me, Anne Marie. And as always, stay safe. Always be aware of your surroundings. And always know that I'm here for each and every one of y'all. I will see y'all next week with more Cajun Crime videos. And last but not least, I hope y'all have a very happy Thanksgiving. Y'all be grateful for everything that y'all have, and especially friends and families, and especially those babies. Oh, those babies. They will make your day in a second. Cherish those children. I cherish them every single day. And thank y'all for the love and support. I love each and every one of y'all. Bye.